Hobby the Busy Bunny. Once upon a time, in the peaceful animal village, there lived a little white bunny named Hobby. Hobby wasn't like the other bunnies who hopped around nibbling clover or taking afternoon naps. No, Hobby was always busy. If he wasn't bouncing from one game to the next, he was crafting a new contraption, painting colorful rocks, or organizing races with his friends. Hobby didn't just do things. He zoomed through them like a whirlwind. As soon as he finished one activity, he hopped right into the next without stopping to breathe. Or to say, thank you. One sunny day, Hobby decided to build the biggest, twistiest slide Animal Village had ever seen.
It'll be the most amazing thing ever,
he squeaked, his fluffy tail wiggling with excitement. The meadow around him smelled like wildflowers and fresh grass, and Hobby's big idea filled the air with possibility. But as Hobby laid out his materials, he soon realized he couldn't do it alone. He needed help. Hobby hopped over to Sammy the squirrel, who was a master at carrying nuts up trees.
Sammy, can you help me carry some wood for my slide?
Hobby asked, his voice full of energy. Sammy paused, rubbing his furry chin.
Sure, Hobby,
he said. He worked hard all afternoon, gathering sturdy sticks from far and wide. His little claws scratched against bark as he scurried up and down trees. When Sammy finished, he wiped his brow and looked at Hobby, hoping for a word of thanks. But Hobby was already gone, zooming off to find Tilly the tortoise.
Tilly, can you help me figure out how to make the slide strong?
Hobby asked. Tilly, who was wise and patient, nodded slowly.
Of course, Hobby. A strong slide needs the wood arranged just so.
She carefully explained, her voice steady and thoughtful, drawing diagrams in the dirt with her stick. Hobby nodded eagerly as Tilly spoke, but the moment she finished, he hopped away without so much as a thanks, leaving her shaking her head. Hobby's last stop was Rory the red panda, who was an expert at making soft and cozy nests out of leaves and grass. Rory lived near the edge of the forest, where the trees were tall and the air smelled like sweet berries.
Rory, can you gather some leaves to make my slide extra soft at the bottom?
Hobby asked. Rory stretched lazily, his striped tail curling behind him.
Oh, that sounds like fun, Hobby. I'll get to work.
Rory padded through the forest, gathering colorful leaves in shades of orange, gold, and green. His nimble paws carefully spread the leaves under the slide, making it look extra cozy. When Rory finished, he dusted off his fur and sat down to admire his work, but Hobby didn't even notice. He had already climbed to the top of the slide and zoomed down, shouting,
"Whee!"
The next morning, Hobby invited all his friends to try the slide. The wood gleamed in the sunlight, and the soft leaves at the bottom rustled in the breeze.
Come on, everyone, let's play,
Hobby called, his whiskers twitching with excitement. But no one answered. He found Sammy under a tree, cracking acorns.
Sammy, aren't you coming?
Hobby asked. Sammy shook his head.
You didn't even say thank you yesterday, Hobby. Helping felt like work, not fun.
Hobby's ears drooped and his nose twitched nervously. He ran to find Tilly, who was busy drawing shapes in the dirt with her stick.
Tilly, come try the slide.
Tilly sighed, her eyes kind but firm.
Hobby, I love helping, but you didn't respect my time or effort. You just left without even saying you appreciated me.
Hobby's heart sank. Finally, he visited Rory, who was lounging on a low tree branch, nibbling a piece of bamboo.
Rory, I'm sorry. Will you come to the slide?
Hobby asked. Rory's big eyes blinked slowly.
Hobby, it's not about the slide. It's about showing gratitude. When you thank someone, it shows you care. Without that, even fun things lose their sparkle.
Hobby felt a warm flush of guilt in his chest.
I was so busy. I forgot how much you all did for me,
he said.
I'll do better, I promise.
Determined to fix his mistake, Hobby spent the entire afternoon making a colorful sign at the base of the slide. He painted it with bright yellow and blue letters that read, "Thank you, friends, for helping me." Then he visited each of his friends. First, he carried acorns to Sammy.
I'm sorry I forgot to thank you, Sammy. I really appreciate all the wood you brought.
Sammy smiled, flicking his bushy tail.
Thanks for saying that, Hobby.
Next, Hobby sat with Tilly and listened as she explained her newest ideas.
Thank you, Tilly, for your patience and advice. The slide wouldn't work without you.
Tilly's eyes twinkled.
I appreciate that, Hobby. You're learning.
Finally, Hobby brought Rory a basket of fresh berries.
Rory, your leaves made the slide perfect. Thank you so much.
Rory gave a toothy grin and wagged his striped tail.
Now that's what I like to hear, Hobby.
When Hobby returned to the slide, something wonderful happened. His friends were waiting there, smiling.
Let's play.
Sammy said, hopping onto the slide. As they took turns zooming down, Hobby made sure to thank every single friend. The slide wasn't just fun. It became a place where everyone felt appreciated. From that day on, Hobby learned to slow down and say,
Thank you.
every time someone helped him. He realized that respect and gratitude weren't just nice. They made everything better, like adding honey to tea. So, remember, friends, no matter how busy life gets, always take a moment to thank those who help you. It's never wasted. Did you enjoy the story? Don't forget to like and share with your friends so they can join in the fun too.